Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had an amazing weekend so far. Today, guys, we've got some exciting news to share with you. I believe that Cardano is likely to break out in this up and coming week that we are moving towards. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why I think that's on the cards for ADA. We're going to be looking at a number of different things. We're also going to be covering the fact that within the first 5 days, Cardano had 2,300 plus smart contracts deployed. This is a trend that we are yet to see continue. And this is really a reflection on the kind of growth that Cardano is going to see with smart contracts being enabled with the Alonzo hard fork. Things are moving very, very fast. We're yet to see some of those DeFi projects that we've spoken about be deployed. They are really going to see a lot of adoption. Thus, the underlying blockchain Cardano is going to see a real uptick in network growth and usage. So this is huge for the Cardano ecosystem. This is a real sign of how things are going and how things are going to continue to go. But in this video, I really want to focus on why I believe we're likely to break out in this up and coming week. You guys know, and we're going to have to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum for this because there's some real telltale signs, and this is really one of the main reasons why I think that we have indeed, or we are going to see a breakout. We've seen it for Bitcoin, we've seen it for Ethereum, and we're yet to see it for Cardano. But this is a trait of how markets typically recover. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We did set up this falling wedge structure really before it even turned into a falling wedge. I'll see if I can find it on my Twitter very quickly for you. If you're not already following me on Twitter, guys, head over to @RealAllInCrypto. You'll get some more timely updates. This was when this initial sell-off happened, and we said, look, there's quite a high likelihood, the way that this wick was bought up in a similar manner to our May sell-off, that you were going to form a kind of falling wedge before we see more continuation. We are still in a bull run, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to look at that in just a second with the kind of macro chart for Bitcoin and its cycles and why there's more continuation to come. But really, you know, Bitcoin did set up this structure and it broke out of it. And like I say, we kind of looked at this wick and said it's very similar here. It's not a scam wick, but it's like a kind of liquidation wick that's been bought up. And we've never seen whales buy and move so much Bitcoin off exchanges. The fundamentals, and it's really one thing that we've been heavily focusing on over the sort of past week or so. Because when the price goes down, people get a little bit disheartened, but really there's no reason to be, because price is dictated by a very small amount of the liquid supply on exchanges moving up and down. It's a bit of a lie when we're really talking about true value. So this is what you've done. You've set up this structure, you've now broken out of it, and you're just setting up structure for continuation. You know, you set up a kind of bull flag here, and we've continued to break to the upside. You're doing the same thing that you did over here, ladies and gents. Can you see this? You come up, you kind of come over, and you just do this until you get that kind of volume spike, which we're yet to see. So we have broken out, and we're going to continue. And if this was just Bitcoin that had done this, I'd be going, okay, could be a bit of a fake out. There is the possibility that we're going to come back into this falling wedge and break out at a later date. But Ethereum actually followed suit, and Ethereum did a very key trait of a breakout. Now, Ethereum did a similar thing back in the May sell-off, and you did your falling wedge, you broke out, and then you came back to test it, that previous descending resistance as support. So can you see this here? You've done the exact same thing today, ladies and gentlemen. You sell off, you set up this falling wedge structure, you come up, you break above it, you come back to retest it as support, as it previously acted as resistance, and then you see continuation to the upside. Now, Cardano is yet to do that. It's set up a bit of a different structure, but of course, there are a number of different variables with why Cardano hasn't set up such a textbook falling wedge, but I am going to call this a falling wedge, even though you had this kind of move here, and that was just because of how much momentum Cardano actually gained to the upside. You know, you've got to expect a little bit of volatility, which is what you're kind of seeing here. It went up 200% to come back down 33%. It is very normal and healthy, and in actual fact, and the reason we keep bringing this macro Elliott wave theory structure up is because of just how true it is, guys. You know, you are literally following how you entered your 3-wave today, entering your 5th wave. And we'll touch on that a little bit towards the end of the video, but I'll just continue where I'm going with this. So, Cardano is yet to do it. Now, why do I know that Cardano is yet to do it? Well, we've spoken about this on another video. Bitcoin really broke out on the 22nd of July. Ethereum lagged behind it and broke out on the 23rd, 24th, and then Cardano followed suit and actually broke out a little bit later, around about the 26th. And that's the same sort of movement that we are yet to see today. You are going to see a breakout for Cardano. It just takes a little bit longer. You know, it's kind of coiling up a little bit more, but you are going to see continuation. I think largely when we look at the kind of macro picture of things, Cardano actually has consolidated now for long enough, is my opinion. You know, you've very much done this move over here. You get very overextended. You have this big impulsive move and you come back down. People think it's not normal when we get a sell-off, and they don't understand why the price goes down. This is part of how markets move, and ultimately you have nothing to worry about. We've looked at how after every single impulsive move you get a return move, or you get a pullback from that. That's just how markets work. If Cardano just continued to go up constantly, that would actually worry me more than it moving up and having a moderate pullback after that move to the upside. So things are setting up brilliantly. We've done this a million times for you. It's just really because people get worried. You know, I know many people are new to the crypto space. That's what this channel is here for. Here to hopefully help you guys out. I wish I had somebody like myself back in 2017. It would have helped a lot. But ultimately, I think you're done consolidating. I think the fundamentals for the crypto space as a whole are looking exceptionally bullish. And we are going to see a breakout this week. Now, there is the possibility that we don't get this, but my hunch is on that we do get that breakout. This is holding as very good support right now, and ultimately things to me look good. I mean, there's many people, I've seen a few people throwing this out and saying that, look, this is a bull flag. Maybe, it's not a typical bull flag, but you know, could be. Not everything follows a kind of textbook pattern, but I can kind of see where people are coming from. But things look absolutely good to me, guys, and ultimately I am really expecting continuation. I bring this article up. This was an article saying 40,000 smart contracts were deployed 4 days after. This was incorrect. It was actually 2,334 4 days after the Alonzo hard fork were deployed. This is a trend we're going to see continue. We're going to see more and more smart contracts get deployed. The blockchain get more and more used. Now that we have smart contract capabilities in a similar way to, and we looked at what happened to Ethereum's price with DeFi summer and how we saw a real spike for the price of ETH, with it becoming more of a used blockchain. This is coming for Cardano, guys. Like I say, we haven't really got any of those main dApps yet. It's all still to come. So we're exceptionally excited, guys, and I want you to be as well. Now, there's one of the main YouTubers, I think he's got the biggest YouTube channel, essentially called for this bull run ending mid-October. I happen to not, and he gave some reasons, fair enough to him, at least unlike many YouTubers out there, he won't just say something and then not explain why he said it. He gave reasons like deflation being a kind of macroeconomic factor that is going to cause this bull run to end short, and that, you know, deflation would essentially cause all markets to crash if the US dollar decided to gain some strength. But essentially, he's called for it ending in mid-October. I don't actually happen to think that's going to take place. I think we are going to continue into the new year. I think Bitcoin could top out this year, but ultimately, I think that we're more likely to end this bull run, certainly for altcoins, into next year. I'll quickly move this. Actually, it wasn't. If we look at this, is 2017. I'll take it off log scale very quickly. In 2017, this was Bitcoin's peak. Your altcoins peaked here. So they peaked at a later date. So I actually think that many altcoins are going to go into next year, and that's if we don't get some sort of a lengthening cycle, or, you know, this is a super cycle. There's nobody knows with absolute certainty. I respect the guy for putting these views out there. Very risky call to make, but we have followed this. This is the previous 4-year cycle theory. This all ties into Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. We followed this very, very well so far, to the point where if you look at the sell-offs, so this happened around about the exact same time. So back here, this was your May sell-off. You run up from that, and then you have your September sell-off. May sell-off, September sell-off. We're rinse and repeating, guys. And like I say, it wasn't really till the end of the year where things got kind of parabolic and out of order. Ultimately, I think a similar thing is going to ensue. I think there's a number of metrics that we can use to weigh up this. This is the Google searches for Bitcoin. They're at a very low level. The kind of hype and the mania hasn't really started yet, and that's all still to come. When this price starts to move, I think Kevin O'Leary said that there's trillions to flow into Bitcoin if they get an ETF. That's absolutely true. You know, all it would take is an ETF approval or something like that to really see Bitcoin's price go absolutely parabolic, and of course altcoins would follow, as we know Bitcoin is that tide that rises and sinks all ships. So that's really the bulk of what I have for you in this video, ladies and gents. If you're not already following me on Twitter, head over to @RealAllInCrypto for some more timely updates. We've posted this earlier. Morning Cardano, it's rinse and repeat. Every time we have a significant move to the upside, we get a pullback. Nothing out of the ordinary here or worrisome happening with crypto today. Setting up similar structure to what we had after the May sell-off, gearing up for a breakout. And that's what I believe, guys. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gents. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Remember, always keep an eye on your kind of macro structure and give yourself a roadmap. Volume is very, very low. Everything looks good. The RSI looks good. I'll just show you that once more before I wrap things up. There's so much different data points that I'm using here to really back up my claims. So many YouTubers are good at saying, okay, we're going to get to $10. Well, why are we going to get to $10? We showed you why we think you're going to get to $7 to $10 based on Fibonacci's and Elliott wave and a number of different things. Can you see this? You have this first move up, you come back. Corrective wave, first move up, you come back. Corrective wave, first move up, you come back. And you're coming back, ladies and gentlemen, to the exact same point, gearing up for that breakout. So there's a number of other points that I've not even covered with you on this video, but I've covered the main. So I'm expecting a breakout next week. We will see if that comes to fruition. I could be wrong, it's not financial advice, so take it as you will. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gents. I'm going to love and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I know I'm going to, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next YouTube video. If you enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.